puedes tú con Dios hablar.
1948, 3 years after the liberation of Zamboanga City. The city was reborn from the ashes of war, and the air of a fresh start was everywhere.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream, make him the cutest that I've ever seen.
A group of dynamic Zamboangueños, brimming with talent and the zest of youth, would be part of that renaissance. From their ideals and their spirit would emerge a brotherhood of service that would be woven into and become a part of Zamboanga City's history itself, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. In early January 1948, 15 of them met with Rotary District Governor of Manila, Marianito Lechauco, who had come to Zamboanga for a special purpose, to survey the potentials for a Rotary Club in Zamboanga and to organize one if feasible. This was done February 18, 1948, when Lechauco came back upon invitation from the group, which had by now swelled to more than 20. At a dinner meeting at the Zamboanga Cosmopolitan Club, the constitution and bylaws of the club were ratified and a provisional board of directors was elected. 2 weeks later, on March 5, 1948, the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City was born. Accepted by Rotary International as Club 6860. 6 days after, the club elected its first formal set of officers, led by President Nicasio Valderosa. They were inducted into office on April 19, 1948 by Governor Lechauco at the Johnston Building, adjacent to City Hall, along then Madrid Street, which today bears Valderosa's name.
I had the privilege to attend the inauguration of the Zamboanga City Rotary Club sometime in March 1948, held at the Zamboanga City Club. I was very much impressed because as I was listening, as every member is introduced, I noticed that each member has his own classification in their respective businesses or professional endeavors. I was made to understand, too, that they were the ones who really excelled in their line of business.
The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City is one of the oldest clubs in the country, ranking 11th in the roster of Rotary clubs in the Philippines. To see the history of Zamboanga is to see the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City. From its ranks came leaders, opinion makers, public servants, entrepreneurs, leading lights in many professions, men who left indelible marks in the annals of the city they served. Men like Senator Roselier T. Lim, father of the Zamboanga Peninsula provinces. 3 illustrious mayors, Valderosa, Tomas Ferrer, and Joaquin Enriquez Jr. They lead the list, which is long and illustrious. Many people and communities of the city were touched by the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City over 60 years as it pursued the ideal of service above self. Water systems that changed lives in remote areas. Medical missions that gave new lives to those who had less in life. Learning and education initiatives that opened new horizons for those trapped in the cycle of poverty, and more. The Rotary Club of Zamboanga City made a difference. Projects like Polio Plus, RotaMed, the anti-drug abuse drive, the Rotary Model of Excellence School, the Rotary Youth Exchange, and Group Study Exchange programs, Rotary Friendship Exchange, the Career Development Program, and more have become bywords over the years.
And during the 1950s, when I was inducted, of course, I was the youngest, and most of our companions were the oldest and the most respected members. I am not comfortable in calling them by their nickname, so I have to call them Doctor, Senor, Don, something like that. Later on, as time goes by, that was the time I was able to call them by their nicknames, because they always call my attention that in Rotary, you have to call each member by their nickname. And now I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. I feel proud to be the oldest, because since the time I was inducted in 1950, I remain to be an active member. And I will continue to remain as long as I can, because I'm very proud to be a Rotarian.
In the four service avenues of Rotary, the club shone out and enshrined itself. All that it has accomplished for club service, vocational service, community service, and international service over 60 years defies mention. It has produced 4 district governors: Charles Reeve, who served 1973 to 74, Antonio Veloso in 1976 to 77, the late Hilacio Chicombing in 1987 to 88, and Manuel Tatel in 1996 to 97.